Okay, folks, today we are down in East Houston,
Yep.
somewhere like that. Actually at a pipe yard facility, and we've got bees in this huge, like 30-inch pipe. Basically an external colony. They've been here through the winter, probably a year or more, and I'm actually going to be cutting these bees out and leaving them for the client. They want to actually keep them and get into beekeeping. So I've been up here, already smoked them a little bit, got my box set up. And so far they've been good. They've been nice and docile. They haven't messed with me at all. So I'm going to start with cleaning up all this off the bottom. These actually just collapsed a couple days ago. I guess the pipe got hot in the sun. These collapsed. And then I'll start working on just, kind of opening up the front here. But we're going to be transferring them all right into this box, and then I'm going to put the box right here inside the pipe and leave them to get reestablished. But we'll get set up and get started here. Okay, so I've cleaned up most of the big chunks of mess that were on the bottom there. And they said those fell just a couple days ago, and they were already full of maggots and nasty. So I picked those up and just threw them away, or got them in the bucket. But I'm going to start working on this up front. I've cut a few combs off the face, you can see, but I'm starting to get to where I'm getting into some of the honey. I just took out some little scraps. But for right now, I'm going to try to work with them and just be cutting out combs still to kind of clean things up. I'm going to try to do this without my vacuum, but I think there's actually enough bees here that I think I kind of need to set my vacuum up just to get them reined in a little bit, because this is a big hive. It's much bigger than I had thought. What'll happen is they'll all start, running back and piling up, and I'll probably have to start my vacuum up eventually just to kind of get them contained where I can see what I'm doing.
Well, we have an extension cord right here.
You see, again, these combs all look like they're empty. So I'm, again, not going to transfer any of these.
So you use transfer cords in that honey.
Well, you want to transfer the ones that have their brood. That's their babies. That's what's most important, is the brood. This time of year they'll find more honey, so that's really not all that critical. I'll transfer what I can, yeah, that's solid. I used to, when I first started doing this, I used to try to transfer everything, every single piece. And I learned real quick the messes that you can make when you do that. So it seems crazy to throw it away, but you can always feed them sugar water to supplement the honey that you took. And so with that, knowing that, it helps you, because then you don't transfer a whole bunch of stuff that you shouldn't have. All right, well, we're ticking right along. It's slow, very slow, just because a lot of bees, and it's kind of weird. I'm having to stand right here in front of them, so they're not cutting me any relief. I did go ahead and suit up just because I'm getting closer to the brood nest, and I was starting to get stung more on my hands and arms. So I went ahead and just suited up just to be safe because of how I'm working. I've got nowhere to go. I'm right here in front of them. But you see where those combs fell from. Remember, those combs were all on the bottom. when it walked up, I couldn't tell where they came from. They actually fell out of the center of the brood nest. So you can see all these nice white combs where they're starting to rebuild those. But yeah, hopefully another 1 or 2 of these and I'll be into the brood nest, and then we'll start making some good progress. But I'm just working through cutting combs and vacuuming bees. So this is actually rather unfortunate that those combs fell, because here's all these nice new white combs that look real pretty, but I can't move those. They're too soft to collapse. And that's where I'm finding a lot of eggs and fresh brood, and also a lot of their pollen. So hopefully once I get past those, I'll find a little bit more brood nest in those thicker, stiffer combs that you can see down at the bottom or back behind. So I should be able to get some brood transferred, but like I said, a lot of this up front, this nice white stuff, I'm just having to scrap it because it's brand new and it's just way too soft. I'm going to try to find as much as I can that's transferable at this point, because a lot of this I'm going to have to just take away. Okay, so let's take a little intermission here. This job has turned out to be way harder than I thought. Just wild with all working inside the pipe like this. I can't really get good access. I mean, I can. It's certainly easier than floor joists, but I don't know. Something about it's just been slowing me down. The combs have been pretty twisty. They're not nice straight combs. They've got a lot of what I call 3D combs. So they've got 2 of them will branch into 2 separate pieces or whatever, you know. They're not all just nice one-piece combs. But I broke through to the back at least where I can see them. I've gotten through. I've gotten all the big chunks out. So now I'm just working all this honey and stuff around the edge. I haven't yet seen the queen. Of course, I'm looking. All these foragers you've seen are lining up on the front edge because they can't figure out what's going on. And I've set my hive up here for now to try to catch some of the foragers coming back, and it's working pretty good. Just trying to give them some option, somewhere to go, so I don't have all of them in here with me. But they've been pretty decent bees. I've been getting stung plenty on the hands, but you know, that's to be expected. But nothing like just crazy attack mode. So I'm happy with them. I like them. They're certainly workable bees. So I'm gonna try to keep banging this out and finish cutting out all that honey. I'm just about out of buckets. I'm gonna have to see if I can go find another bucket somewhere. And the problem is I've got a little puddle of honey down there on the bottom now. Otherwise I'll try to crawl right in the pipe and sit down. I'd like to crawl back there behind them to where I can see what's on the backside and see if there's not a big clump of bees that I can vacuum on, maybe find that queen. But I'm gonna have to try to get over top that honey because I don't like being all covered in honey. So anyway, that's where it's at for now. I'm gonna keep cutting away. Just wanted to kind of show you the progress. Well, the pipe's not as big as I thought, or I'm not as little as I thought, but I don't see a good way to crawl in there. If I do, I'm going to be crawling in through the puddle of honey, and then I'm going to be hitting my head on the honey above. But I can look back in, I can see there is a big clump of bees on the back, but they're not running all the way to the back of the pipe, which is what I was concerned about, because if they ran back and they got tangled up in all those dead tree limbs and stuff. So they are staying right on the back of the combs. So I'm going to keep working through the combs and then try to reach back, be reaching back behind them, try to smoke them and run them out of trimming. So yeah, it'd be nice if I could sit behind them, because that's where the bees are at, but just can't get back there. Got the queen somewhere in there. There she is, big beauty, crawling around. So I've got a release cage for her with a candy plug. I'm gonna go ahead and get her set up in the hive. Oh, and then I'm gonna, oh, they seem kind of like they like the box up there. But I'd like to put the box back down inside this pipe just so it's accessible for all the bees. All those ones that are on the front will be able to crawl back down to it. But that's fine. Anyway, gonna get her in a cage. Good looking gal. She was clumped up on the inside in there, and I took the lid of the beehive and used it like a big bowl and reached it in underneath there and then knocked them down with my hive tool. And yeah, on the second go around I got her in there. Yowie! Just got stung. Come on now, girl. Okay. Cut her off. I got the queen. Okay, there you go. Bees are flying like crazy because I started spraying Bee Quick, so it's all sorts of chaotic. But they like the box. They're getting on the box and going into the box already. And the queen's inside in her cage. So I'm just going to be picking up, cleaning up tools and headed home.